man. Say, man, y'all already know who it is. Pull up like money, get money. We ain't never slumming. On God. What's going on, guys? You already know the saying. Pull up like money, get money. We what? We ain't never slumming, baby. On God. Hey, but no, all jokes aside, guys, you already know who it is. I am Justin, the owner of Justin's Bulk Trash Removal. And today I just wanted to go in depth on everyday things you need to know, or how should I say, go about doing when you're going to go into this type of business. So previously in some of my other videos, I can't record an episode right off the top of my mind which episode it is. We already talked about tools and PPE you need. Everyday tools and PPE you'll definitely need when you're in the junk removal business. But now I don't think I've ever really broke down to you guys how I've evolved over the past four years, going on 4.5 years now in the junk removal game. And I'm just gonna get in depth with you guys and share some things with you. So where do I want to start? Don't necessarily have a certain topic, but I'm just gonna say, let's start. Like I say, like I'm always big on telling you guys, charge people, get your money's worth, get what you feel you're worth. You know, people have to pay for your time, your knowledge, your skill sets. You know, all of that really matters. It counts for something. You know what I'm saying? So when you go out here and you bid on jobs, you have to charge people. I'm sorry. It's okay to negotiate sometimes, but negotiate to a point where it's not going to break you. And what I mean by where it's not going to break you, it'll most definitely make you, but you don't want it to ever break you. So common sense, you don't want to go look at a job. You figure it might take anywhere from 45 to an hour. Let's say it's a $500-600 job. Let's just stick with $600 job, right? You don't want to go to a $600 job, and within that $600 job, you have to always include your labor, how long you think the job's going to take. Like I just said, maybe 45 to an hour. If you need any help, because you know if you bring somebody with you, you can get the job done quicker and faster. You know the old thing, time is money. So that's always important. Your disposal fees. What are your local disposal fee rates? I mean, like where I'm at down here in Maryland and PG County, Brown Station Road has up their prices to $70 a ton now. That's their starting going minimum rate. You know, and for certain things they up it. And if you over a ton, you're gonna pay more than that $70 minimum rate. So you have to keep those things in mind too. Your local landfills. Are you going to a transfer station? Are you going to a recycling center? Are you going to a place that's organics? They deal with like the tree clippings, the tree brush, the leaves, the grass clippings. They recycle the mulch, they turn it back over, they make topsoil, all that stuff. So you have to really figure out wherever you're located at, wherever you are in the United States, what works for you. So get back to the main topic. Within that $600, you have to think about all those things. And let's not forget, let alone just having a little money aside maybe for maintenance or putting fuel back in your vehicle. Because you know your vehicle, you can't get around and make money without fuel. That's a given. So with that being said, you don't go on a $600 job and you say, you know what, you're kind of unsure, you know what you want to charge, but you're scared you might scare the client off. You tell them $400. You know, listen, you know in your heart, in your mind, you know what this job is worth. You know it, right? But you're scared to lose the job. You are scared that the client is going to think that's too high, and you just want to try to throw a price out there that you think they feel is reasonable. You know in your mind that, hey, you might lose money on it, but you're trying to gain that, hey, I want to gain this as a potential client. Don't do that. Please don't do that. You will never get on top. You will never win. You will never move up in this business. Excuse me, guys, my allergies bother me. You will never get on top, always trying to give people a break, always trying to give people a deal, especially not a deal like that. I can see maybe knocking off $50-60. 100 being lenient, you know what I'm saying? 100 depending on, it just depends on the circumstance. I'll give you an instance where I did a $500 $500 job for $400 job. The job I was doing, I was getting a lot of metal, scrap metal, recycling. So even though I knew on a general rate I would have charged $500 for this job, I said, hey, since the lady has all this stuff in one location, it's convenient for me to get to it. I don't have to go all through different locations to get it. I'm getting a lot of metal. I'm gonna make extra money off this job. I gave her a break. Job didn't even take 40 minutes to do, like 30, 35 minutes. And I made $400 job profit, grossed it. And I still got scrap metal to scrap too. And that's more money going into the pocket, back into my business. See what I'm saying? So that was a decision I made on my end where it wasn't going to hurt me. And I still gave the client a fair deal, a break. It didn't hurt me too much. And it didn't hurt them. And everybody was happy. You get what I'm saying? So those are the only times I would really suggest maybe doing it. But you have to do that once you get accustomed to pricing. You know what certain jobs are worth. You know what a quarter load is. And I'm getting ready to touch on that next. Your loads and knowing how to charge accordingly to the size of your truck or your trailer or whatever you're using to load your trash onto. I don't care if it's a pickup truck, whatever. You have to know how to quote and price properly on these different jobs so you would never go under. Shout out Mac Vic from Sonoma, Harlan. Shout out Matt. Shout out JoJo. You already know what's going on. Like I say, they favorite saying is keep hauling and balling. And our thing is pull up like money, get money. We ain't never slumming. Same thing. Keep hauling and balling. Don't slum out here. Like, you have to be on point at all times. Always be on point. You get me? So, y'all got that right. Don't underbid. Learn how to price jobs. And if you have a set price in your mind, whatever your gut feeling telling you, don't let this scare you. Go with your gut feeling, charge the right price, get the job. And if the person's too cheap or the person thinks you're a little too high, then hey, you tell them, well, hey, ma'am, the quote I just gave you today, whether you do it in written quote or verbal quote, hey, the quote I gave you today is good for X amount of days. Me personally, I give people 7 days to make that mind up. I personally feel a week, 7 days is more than enough time to get other estimates and to make a decision by then to decide whether you want my company or another company to service you. So my old saying is, hey, excuse profanity, but shit, go get off the toilet. And I'm not gonna give you too long to make your mind whether you gotta use the bathroom or not, or whether you want me, basically, whether you gonna use me to remove your junk or not. 7 days, people. That's how I roll. I don't care if it's a written quote or verbal quote. I tell you, if you want it written, it's written. 7 days. If after that, the quote or verbal quote is null and void, and that price can and will go up. Oh, I ain't playing. So we done with that. Now, something big to touch on is I'm gonna start the video right. We coming up on 8 minutes. I'm gonna wait till about 10 minutes. I'm gonna start. I want to do a couple videos. I don't want to let the videos run on too long, so when I go to edit, everything will be pretty much easier. So now what we're getting ready to run up on now is knowing how to price your trailer, your equipment, your trucks. Now, my prices will vary from your prices wherever you're at. Your landfill and transfer station disposal rates, or whatever they're charging per ton, it varies whatever state or city you're in. What I'm charging the 70 per ton out here in Maryland, or specifically in PG County, it might be different in Oakland, California. It might be different in Orlando, Florida. It might be different in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't base my prices exactly. I'm just gonna give you an example so you can have something to go by. But you can't take exactly my prices and go off of it because our economy, our cost of living, everything's different up here where we live at. You get what I'm saying? So you have to consider as far as your trucks and trailers about what are you going to charge. Well, first, let me share this. I charge based off not more so the weight. I do consider weight when I'm dealing with construction debris and stuff or heavy items. I'm also base my pricing off quantity of space. You're paying for the space you're paying for the space you're occupying or taking up on my trailer. You get what I'm saying? I do consider weight, but I don't really go off cubic feet or, per pound or, I'm keeping always in my mind what that minimum 70 per ton is at my regular landfill I go to. But at the top, depending on if I know a load is gonna be over a ton, I'll just go ahead and round that shit off. Excuse me. I'll just go ahead and round it off to $100. So that's 70 minimum, round it off to $100 off the top. Just to be safe, you have money, it's not coming out of your profit on your end. I'm gonna stop the video right here, start a new one. So, like I said, what you wanna consider, wherever your transfer stays, whatever they charge, I always keep, if you feel a load is gonna be close to a ton or more, if you have a big job, just go ahead and round that off to whatever the nearest, 100 is or whatever, and just charge $100 easy, just to cover yourself. Now, you gotta consider a pickup truck load, if you're just hauling with a pickup truck, or if you're using a pickup truck and trailer. Let's just talk about trailer instance. Hiccup, excuse me. You gotta consider a quarter load, a half a load, 3/4 load, full load. And when you do those prices, the things you always need to think about is this. Like I say, if you're going off of not cubic feet or per, how basically, if you're going off how much space you're occupying in a trailer by quarter, half, 3/4, full. That's my method I go by. Not doing cubic square, cubic inches, and I'm not doing it. You want to also consider the price. Once again, it kind of goes back to the first subject we were talking about. The space, weight, what do you think is going to cost to dispose of it? That all goes in your price. You got to think about all that too, kind of in a range where it's going to be feasible for if you get these type of jobs. So you figure, for me, and mine's kind of breaks down because I have a different type of equipment as far as different size trailers. I don't necessarily charge my 6x12, 6-foot high sides with my 7x16, 4-foot high size trailer. They're not the same things. They're similar, they're close, but I have different prices set for them. And all that stuff's on my website if you guys want to go check out for yourself. You can go on www.jlscuts.com. Remind you, I used to be in lawn care first, so I never changed the business name as far as my website. So if you want to go have an example to go by more in depth, I'm not going to get too deep in pricing on this video. Go check it out for free to research. So you got to keep that in mind too. Be fair with the type of trailer you're hauling with. If you don't have a real big trailer, you can't be charging $500-$600 for a full trailer load if you're hauling with like a little 5x8 with some wooden sides or something you're going to build up on it. You can't charge $500 for a full load. I'm sorry, you can't. You can't charge a 6x10 price full load for a 7x18 or an 8x20. You just can't do that. You can. You might lose jobs, but I'm just saying, be reasonable too in your pricing. So you figure, for me, I'm just gonna use my 1-ton truck as an example, my F450, my Godzilla. I love the Godzilla, man. 7.3 gas. I love that baby. That joke is strong. Quarter load for me, off the top of my mind, from what I remember, how I priced it on my website. Like I say, go check it out for yourself. A quarter load on that truck is anywhere between $200 to $250. A half load on that truck is anywhere from $300, $350. Or I might have did it from $300 to $400, to be honest with you. 3/4 loads is anywhere from $400 to $450. Get what I'm saying? That full load, depending on, especially now, at first I was doing my full truckload for $500 even. Didn't care what it was. But when I started getting bigger jobs, heavier jobs, especially, with the construction debris, I said $600 for my 8x12x4 PJ's dump body on the back of my 7.3 Godzilla gas F450 crew cab dump truck. I charge a minimum of a $600 flat fee to fill that truck up completely. That On top of, that's also already in the pricing of $600. The gas, disposal fee, if I had to pay any, my workers or whatever, and so on and so forth. And just my profit with what I'm going to make from the job as well. So that is just an example I gave you guys, just something slight to give you a little to go by. Like I said, once again, I'm going to read it one more time. Go on the website if you want to be more specific. I already had it set prices on my website for sure. Keeping this in mind too, those prices will vary depending on the severity of the job. Before I go to the next topic, keep in mind that even though that might just be for that one truck, if for any reason you have to go, I'm basically getting to the next subject. Apologize, guys. Upcharging, when to upcharge. Now, this is where you can get more money. This is where I get more money. So I'm gonna share this with you guys too. Put y'all in the game. I upcharge if for any reason I have to bring out a tool to disassemble, break down, cut, saw, anything that I foresee being a potential problem or something that's gonna make my job more difficult. People have to pay for that because now I have to think outside the box. This isn't just a simple lift up, take around the corner, turn it this way. Like, no, sometimes you're not going to have the proper clearance to remove something from somebody's residence, or you're going to have an obstruction, or something's going to be in your way, or something, or whatever it's going to be, is just going to make your job more difficult. So now you have to say, okay, maybe I got to take this apart now. Or you didn't anticipate and you thought it was going to be quick, but now you have to sit down and take stuff apart and unscrew this and take these bolts apart, and then you got to saw this in half and cut these legs off just to get it out of this door so you can go back to so just keep in mind, if you have anything that's going to take up more time, that's going to be an inconvenience to you, that's the perfect word, that's going to be an inconvenience to you, charge a personal client for that. There's no better way to put that. Me personally, my inside going rate, I don't care what it is. As soon as if I have to come inside of your home, I have $100 standard rate for coming inside. I have set prices for certain items. As far as outside, I'm gonna give you an example. Have an inside price for going inside to get a refrigerator. Have an outside price for going inside to get a refrigerator. Get it? Have an inside price for going to get a reclining sectional or a reclining love seat or a reclining sofa. And I have an outside price for going inside, for being outside to get reclining sofa, chair, love seat, sectional, whatever it may be. I have set prices for regular couches. I have a set price for whirlpools. You know what I'm saying? Inside, outside. I'm not going to get too in depth about my pricing on that. Anything you want to see, like I said, I don't think I really have too much of my pricing as far as what I charge for my items, because I didn't really want too many people trying to, in my area, trying to copy and steal my methods and what I'm charging. I don't mind putting my pricing about as far as my trailers and what I'm charging for that, but you could easily go and find guys like 1-800-GOT-JUNK or Junk Kings or, you know what I'm saying, College Hunks, and you can go and look on their website and try to scale and figure out how you want to run your business or where you want to charge. Because these guys, they charge off the rip. They're kicking ass and taking names later. Like, they don't care. You get what I'm saying? Like, they busting. And people, so if they can get that money, what do you think you gotta do? Tell them to pay you. If they can pay the big man, they can pay you. Enough said. So with that being said, back to the main topic. Anytime you have something that's going to be an inconvenience, charge a person, have a set price. Maybe it could be anywhere from like $50 to $100, maybe even $50 to $150, depending on how difficult it is and how much long you think it's going to take. Have a set fee for coming inside of someone's residence. Just things like that, because where I'm here in Prince George's County, Maryland, we call our pickups, our junk removal collection pickups through the county, bulk trash. And I can tell you, bulk trash doesn't come inside of your home. Bulk trash tells you to have your items at the curb. They give you a certain number of items they're going to come to take. Don't quote me wrong. I believe it's 10 is the max. And they tell you what they will and won't take. And if you have to have mattress or box springs out there, they have to be wrapped up in plastic for them to take it. If they're not, they won't touch them, due to like bed bugs and fleas and things of that nature. As opposed to companies like me where we will come inside, you gotta pay. You see the difference? They're paying for your knowledge and expertise. Okay, guys, so now the next topic I'm gonna already touch on now is how to advertise your business. What forms of advertisement has worked for me, what has been most successful, what has been least successful. So first, let's start with the basics, in my opinion. What is perfect to use, what is great, I always feel like as a go-getter, having business cards. Number one, you can't go wrong with business cards. It's professional. People like that because they can slip them down their wallets. They can put it in a little card holder, them little decks, the little things they had to slip cards into. People could just slip them somewhere in their house where they put all their cards at convenient, put them on the refrigerator, put them in their pocket, you know, somewhere where they don't fall out, you know. So business cards are convenient. But before I went to business cards, I started out with flyers. Flyers are a little bit more, you know, square, and they're a little bit more bulkier, but flyers is cool because it's on a bigger sheet of printed out piece of copy paper or whatnot. You can put more wording and get a little bit more in depth as far as what you want to put on flyers, in my opinion. And they basically do the same justice as far as what you're doing and the type of business you're in. It's just bigger. It's just on a bigger piece of paper, in my opinion. Something I just tried out for the first time earlier this year, door hangers. I seen different companies using door hangers, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually try it. And I've actually gotten a couple calls from putting door hangers out when I went out in neighborhoods when I had some free time. And if I seen somebody, you know, had junk, left a door hanger if I was out just driving around, or whether me and the guys, you know, my contractors was out attacking certain neighborhoods, like just trying to let people know, especially new developments being built. And I wanted to be like that first guy, let them know, hey, I'm such and such, I provide these services. Please keep me in mind if you need any of these services or need somebody to do this for you. I'm your guy. I'm legit. I'm too legit to quit. real spill. So I was attacking, you know, areas where I seen a lot of trash was just overflowing, people doing illegal dumpings. I was going to talk, you know, realtors, people in storage units, you know, anything you could think of, apartment complexes, homeowners, renters, anybody, you know. I was giving them a card, a door hanger, or a flyer. I did all three. What's been most effective, in my opinion, I would personally say the business cards out of all three, but each of them have served a big purpose within my 4 years. I started out my first 2 years with flyers. After that, I went into getting some business cards made up, and just recently this past year, I'm trying door hangers. All three have been effective. Also, another good form of advertisement, uniforms. But I'm gonna touch on that soon. I'm gonna stay on topic right here. The internet. The internet is a winner. You have to learn how to use the internet to your advantage. You get what I'm saying? The internet will make you or break you. What I mean by what it will make you or break you, if you use the internet incorrectly or you use it to your disadvantage, it will hurt your business. If you go on here bad mouthing people, or you're going on here, you know, you're portraying yourself as one way, but then, you know, behind closed doors, you're doing crazy stuff, or you're not living up to your character or how you're supposed to conduct yourself as a business owner, that can hurt you, because overall, what people would love to do, or what they'll do if they feel dissatisfied or feel your service was bad or terrible, they'll leave a bad review. And if you're aiming for 5-star quality and 5-star reviews, you have to give 5-star quality work and be on point, be honorable, have integrity, be personable, be fair, you know, be reliable. When people call, actually come. Don't tell somebody you're going or commit to something that you can't do or you won't do. I'm dropping big gems. I'm dropping big bombs on y'all right now. But it's really common sense, people. It's really common sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, just do what you would want done into you. Like if you wouldn't want nobody to get over on you or try to hassle you, don't do that to other people, and good things will happen. Your business will be booming. You get it? So, like I said, I'm gonna show you guys right quick as far as like business flyers. This is not actually my first one. The first one I started out was like a brown color one. This is actually my second version, but this is the only ones I can find right now. And then I had something on the back I had in writing as far as like household furniture, lawn equipment, construction debris, yard waste, demolition, all that was listed right here. Had free estimates, and I had like a little slogan saying right here on the bottom. Okay? Let me get a business card for you guys right quick. Excuse me. Fresh box. Oop, empty card. Short, don't need nothing on the back, me personally. Short, sweet, right to the point. Name, free estimates, slogan, number, website, and where you can find me. Justin's Boat Trash Removal. When junk takes over, call us over. Free estimates, 301-248-9040, www.jlscuts.com, or you can just type in my business name and it'll come up too. 5-star reviews on Google. Okay. The door hanger route. I don't want to take it apart. The door hanger route. Pretty much the same thing. Excuse me. So all these have been effective methods of advertisement for my business. I'll also post later on what has also been for me. I don't have it right here in front of me right now. They're outside, put up in the shed. I don't have it in the house. Even though I hate to say it, I know it's kind of like illegal, but I was doing it at one point in time, putting up the signs, like on street signs and poles and stuff, like, you know, promoting your business. And I will honestly say, I don't know how it is in your area or if it's technically like considered illegal or not, but I got a lot of business, I mean big jobs, off of putting up signs on just street poles and light, you know, not light poles, but like street poles and stuff, you know, the wooden ones or whatnot. You could just either staple, but the staples didn't work that good for me, so I would use screws and screw them in. But then what I realized what would happen was, if you didn't have like a base behind it, like a piece of wood or something, and the wind would hit it, the things would just easily break. They snap right in half. So if you opt to go with the sign thing and it's feasible, and if you can get away with it, I hate to say it, I'm just gonna be real with you. If you can actually do it and you don't get in any trouble, do it. Because man, business signs, man, them things have made me so much money. And honestly, besides the business card, I feel that was my number one at one point, besides the internet, like me being on Facebook, on Instagram, having my own website, and having 5-star reviews on Google's. I was killing them with the business signs because I would put them in hot spots. Hot spots to me, where a lot of people come through, a lot of traffic, where people want to stop, have time to look over, glance and see, have time to write the number down and take a picture. Intersections facing busy roads, or, you know, little side streets, or maybe some facing a big business where some people are coming in and out all the time, or hey, a busy neighborhood, you're all, you know, if you come in a neighborhood quite often, put a sign up right there, somewhere near the street, on some wooden. I would strongly advise, if you can and you don't get in trouble for it, use business signs. I didn't get in trouble for it. I brought to my attention one day, a person told me you can get in trouble, you know, for having the signs and stuff. But other than that, they've been a big, plentiful part of my business, and I would strongly encourage you, if you can use the business signs, definitely do it. But if you choose not to, I understand. Then you also have the other forms of advertisement. The internet is a winner always. Nextdoor is a neighboring app for the communities where I'm at. I'm pretty sure it's for other states and cities too. Nextdoor has also been very big for me because it's a community app for the neighbors, for the neighborhood. What that means is people who want to find small businesses or contractors, professional licensed businesses and contractors, can go in there, and people such as myself can leave, you know, make posts and let The people in the community know what you do. Hey, I'm such and such. I do this, this, and that. I'm licensed and bonded. I have commercial insurance on my vehicles. I have da da da. I have good ratings. Who reach me at such and such. You can send me a text, email, call here. Bam. You're letting basically a world within your community know, hello, I'm such and such. If you need this done, hit me up. Bam, right to the point. Short, simple, and sweet. You can't beat it. 2 more sections left, people. Another form of advertisement, in my opinion, but it's also a good look. It's just professional. It looks good having for a business. If you're going to really get into this and you want to take something seriously and you want to do your business the right way, in my opinion, with time, I don't understand if you can't do it, if you don't have the financials and money right now put away for it. Build up to it. Get some uniforms, hats, shirts, saying what you do, because it plays a big part because it lets people know, hey, you take yourself seriously, because not only are you pulling up right, you have uniforms. Not only do you have uniforms, your guys have uniforms. So even if you get yourself uniforms, you need to have your team on point. That's what I mean by being on point. If you're dressed a certain way, your team needs to follow. They need to match you. Whatever you're doing, they need to mirror you, and y'all always need to always be on point. So I'm getting ready to share with you, as you guys can see. This is one of my newer hats. Right now, I couldn't find one of the older ones. I have ones that's just black hat like this, and it's just all white writing. My older ones just had all white writing. The reason I went opted with red is because some of my newer shirts I bought were bright red. I wanted to have a hat to kind of match it. So these are one of my summer shirts, as you guys can see right here. And then I have some of the writing on the back. Like that. Getting ready to start a new video so I can show you how the rest. These are just some of my shirts I've made with time, as you guys can see. Business number, website. Just looks professional. Little logos. A little thicker one for the winter months, fall months. Just a same type texture, heavy cotton, excuse me. Hanes, beefy tee to be exact. These things are they work good when it gets cold outside, people. For the summer months, I personally prefer a long sleeve always so it can protect your arms and stuff. Same thing. Dry fit material. And I'll get to you in a second about who I had actually designed my shirts for me. One of my newer ones for the hats, the slogan, pull up like money, get money. We what? We ain't slumming. Little money sign. We always get that paper. And that. And this what the front looking like. Bow. Simple. That's nice, right? I know, y'all like it. Then of course, I always had to get me to separate sometimes. Let people know who the real CEO is. Yes, sir. King always with a crown. And then y'all like my saying? Bosses versus leaders. What would you prefer to have? Bosses complain and demand while I help and expand. Think about it. Think about it. Yes, sir. And of course, I have a short sleeve version of a red short I will post right here. I just don't have any right for me right here on time at the time because either they're being washed or they're dirty and I haven't washed them yet. So that's why you don't see them out here. But I have a short sleeve version of one of my newest shirts. So I'll post it in a few. Now, here's something to think about going into this last segment. This last segment is going to be kind of the heart of what I want to kind of wrap this up with. How you're going to go about starting out. And I know most of you guys, you're not going to have the money or might not have the finances or your credit together right now to have some of the equipment I have. Keep in mind, guys, I didn't get all of this stuff you see on my page overnight. I worked very hard to get this. Mind you, I started out in lawn care, saved up. I've always had good credit. It was taught to me and preached to me ever since I was young, and I just go by it. Like, if you don't have cash, I mean, don't get me wrong, they say cash is king, but credit really is, it rules all, because credit will get you what you want when you don't have the money for it. And credit is not bad if you know how to use credit to your advantage. You're basically using your bank or your credit union's or your financial institution's money to get you what you need to help you get started, to make you money, to get you going. Don't be afraid to use credit, because credit is not a bad thing. And if anybody tells you that, they're a fool. They're a fool in my opinion. I won't have nobody tell me credit is a bad thing, because they don't know what they talk about. You buy houses with credit. You get a car, unless you're just gonna buy something used or you just want to try to pay some little hoopty or some little lemon. But if you want a nice brand new car, something you worked hard for, to have your own name on, to work towards owning, so you can get that title and get that lien up off of it, credit. If you don't have some, what do people use? A credit card. Excuse me. Anyway, allergies bother me, people. I apologize. But with that being said, man, how are you going to go about getting your business started? I understand most of you guys might have to be, as they consider, low-key under the radar, not paying taxes, just getting started, trying to get your business rolling. Just in it for the money and, not, being legit all the way. You get what I'm saying? So I understand, been there, done that. Didn't start out all the way legit. I had to learn the rules and how to go about the proper business etiquette if you're going to go about being a serious, respectable, profitable business. Some people that people actually commend and look up to. And that's why I'm sharing, I'm dropping these jewels on y'all, because I want you to know, with time, I strongly advise everybody to do things the right way and to do things the legal way. You get what I'm saying? So nothing will ever come back or backfire on you. If you get caught or for any reason, Lord forbid, y'all get in an accident out here and tear your own stuff or mess somebody else or somebody get hurt, then you're going to be in a world of trouble or be looking at jail time or possibly, Lord forbid, somebody come trying to hurt you. Enough said. I don't need to go too deep in that. So, you guys, also another thing to consider, type of truck you're going to be using. Personally, I love my 2500s. I believe that's a 3/4 ton. I love those. The 25 and the 35, single axles. They're beautiful. I've had an F-250, gas. I have a Ram 2500, 6.4 Hemi. I love it. It pulls my 14K gross weighted trailers like a beast, like it's supposed to. That Hemi is the truth. My 7.3 Godzilla out there, 1-ton truck, heavier chassis, more beefed up leaf springs, and the tires are heavier rated at a different load capacity and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, when you go up into a heavier truck, of course you already understand you're going to have more gross vehicle weight. The truck itself is going to weigh more. You're going to have more of a gross combination weight of the truck and a trailer, whatever you're going to be using. You know what I'm saying? And then just the whole what total load you could be putting on your truck itself. You know what I'm saying? Just not the dry weight, the empty weight. The dry weight is more so just the weight of your vehicle. The curb weight, that's the proper term they refer to it as, your curb weight of your vehicle. It's just the weight of your vehicle empty. No extra attachments, just the weight of the vehicle from the manufacturer. Not you, no load, nothing, just what it weighs. Then your GVW, your gross vehicle weight, or your GVWR is the weight of your vehicle plus what it can hold, its load, with you in it. Your GCWR, gross combination weight rating, is that of your vehicle with its load with your trailer and what its max is. Gross combination. Your max truck and your max trailer load put together. And that's important because when you put those together, now you got to consider whether you're what? DOT required Whether you need a DOT number, that DOT is basically Department of Transportation, which you're going to have your tax ID under. Oh, what's a tax ID, Justin? A tax ID is basically, in so many words, your business number. What's your business, who you are as a business owner, you have a number. Everybody who's running a legit business has a tax ID number. And when you're in the trucking industry, whether you're hauling, doing junk removal, hot shotting, freight, whatever it is, anything involving a truck, if you're legit and you're a business owner, 9 times out of 10, well, really 10 times out of 10 if you're legit, you have a DOT, a EIN, or a tax ID number. You know, I'm just sharing that with you. I'm not going to get too in depth about that. If you guys want to learn, go on the FMSCA website and or IRS.gov and do a lot of research. What is a DOT number? What is a tax ID number? Why would I need this if I wanted to start a business? I'm not going to get into it depth. I'm throwing this out there for you guys so you can do your research as well. I'm not going to hand feed and explain everything. This video is basically just a general knowledge of what you may need and which way you need to go about starting and get into this type of business or any business really. So like I say, then you need to consider also too, when you start getting your gross combination weight with your truck and trailer, do I need a CDL? Do y'all guys know what a CDL is? A commercial driver's license. Do you need that Class B or that Class A? Because I'm Class AJ, baby. And I'm just going to share this with you guys, man. Your Class A is specified if you're driving a vehicle that's anything at 26,001. That 1 pound makes a difference. Not 26,000 on the dot, 26,001 pounds or more. You just need that for a Class B. Need it for a Class A too, but what separates the two when you need that Class A is the weight of what you're towing on your trailer. Now, the gross vehicle weight rating of your trailer, is it going to be over 10,000 pounds? If it's going to be over 10,000 pounds, and what I mean by that is that's including the weight of the trailer and its load, what the trailer can actually haul, what the trailer can actually tow and haul, you know? So you don't let that confuse you guys too much. You might need to do your research, watch some videos on YouTube. I'm not gonna try to go too in deep on that. Basically a Class B, 26,000 pounds or less vehicle truck, and towing anything under 10,000 pounds. Class B. Class A, 26,000. I said that wrong. 26,001 pound truck for Class B as well, and 10,000 pounds less. Class A is 26,001 pounds or higher, and towing a trailer more than 10,000 pounds as far as the weight of the trailer and what you're going to be towing. So, of course, if you see a trailer and it has 20 tons on it, what do you think you need? A Class A, right? Yeah. If you have a little 7x12 and you derate it, let's say it's a 10K trailer and you derate it down to like 8 or 7.5, what do you think you need? You really don't need a CDL for that at all, depending on the truck you're pulling that. See, that's what matters. Whether you're going to be pulling it with now a 1500, just pulling that, you don't need a DOT number. And then, but I don't want to really get too heavy into that because I don't want to go against what they really regulate for you being a business owner. This is what I meant. Starting out, are you going to do it the right way? Or are you going to start off under the radar and then work your way up to the legal thing? You know what I'm saying? Because I started out like you guys. I started out, just taking the money, parking it, keeping it all for myself, or just buying stuff back in the business. And, hey, hush. But as time went on and I wanted my business to grow and I wanted to get serious, I wanted to hire people to work for me, I had to do things the right way. File your taxes at the end of the year, get a DOT number, have a tax ID number, have commercial insurance. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This is so important. Having commercial insurance on your vehicles. Wow. Because a lot of people, and they're not going to want to come out and say this, a lot of people are running businesses just with regular car insurance. They're getting away with it because either they haven't been caught, or B, they haven't been in an accident yet. And when they report them and they search your shit, woo, buddy, you better have your shit right. It better be right. You hear me? But all jokes aside, commercial insurance is not cheap. It is expensive. Depending on the company you go with too. You know, some people, like, when I remember I asked Geico one time for a year, just on one of my vehicles, they was talking about close to $8,000-9,000. I said, woo, buddy, Brown, you was a tripping. So what did I do? I shopped around until I found one that was feasible for both of my vehicles. And I'm with Nationwide. Nationwide seems pretty cool to me. I know a lot of people swear about Progressive. I can't speak on them. I don't use Progressive, but Nationwide so far has been so good for me. So I'm not going to get into price and what I'm paying a month on my, commercial insurance and all that. If you want to find out, do your research, call, get some prices on your vehicles. And they'll let you know what your commercial insurance will cost as opposed to regular, everyday car insurance. So you guys, with that being touched on, I feel like I really touched a lot of key components, Oh, I want to share this with you all too while I'm still on the subject. We touched the DOT, being under the Department of Transportation. We touched the FMSCA, having your tax ID, your DOT number. Where you get your DOT number through IRS.gov, or if you, whether you want to, let me slow down. You get all that through either FMSCA and IRS.gov, right? But also, I forgot to mention, starting out, you will, if you're doing this legitly, you need to figure out whether you need a LLC or not. Most people starting out, if you're not generating a certain amount of income, you don't need an LLC. And I hate to say it, a lot of people try to argue me down about it. You really don't. You will be considered a sole proprietor. Why do people consider I need an LLC, I need an LLC? Only thing an LLC is really saying in a bunch of limited liability company, all that really means is they're separating you yourself from your business as an entity. So basically, your personal assets and finances cannot be touched if someone was to sue or to try to come after anything you possess. They will come after the business, not you yourself. You get it? LLC basically just separates you as a person, yourself, from your business. So if a person try to sue, they're not coming to sue you and take your house or take your car or take something else you personally possess. They can come after the business and try to sue your business as a business. And you can go from there. And they can only sue your business assets, not your personal assets. Got it? Good. And then there's so many different ones. There's sole proprietor, there's S Corp, there's an L Corp one, I believe. There's one where you do it like as a team. I can't think of it right now. It's kind of something with something similar to LLC. It's probably one of the S or L Corps if I'm talking about. But honestly, you guys, I still haven't got my LLC quite yet. I'm still a sole proprietor, but I am commercially insured. I have all commercially insured vehicles. I'm licensed and bonded. Okay, so let me just clear that up. I am legit. I am too legit to quit. Just personally, at the moment, I have been BSing. I need to go ahead and file because where I'm at right now in my business, I need an LLC just to protect me because I have too much personal assets, stuff that I've acquired over the years. Have big equipment. I'm making big money. I need to protect myself. So please understand. When you get to a certain level, you need that LLC. But starting out, you could get it, but you might not need it. That's what I'm really saying. You could get it, but you might not need it starting out. You'll just be considered legally a sole proprietor if you're doing all the right paperwork and stuff. And if you don't do anything, you're just a guy out here hustling, making side money. Or a female out here hustling, just making money on the side. That's all you are. You're just a hustler. You're a legal hustler. You ain't slinging dime, crack, you know what I'm saying? That white girl, you ain't doing none of that. You just out here hustling, trying to make a quick dollar. Feed the family, have some extra pocket change. You feel me? Yeah, so. Other than that, all right, you guys, I really feel like I touched on a lot. What I'm getting ready to do to close this video out. I really hope you guys learned a lot from just me sitting here breaking down certain things to you. Please, 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 once again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me on any of my social medias. You can find me on my personal page at J Suave, and that's JAYY_SUAVE. I'm also a local artist as well. I'm a recording artist. I don't want to necessarily say musician. I don't play instruments, but I'm a recording and composing artist. I write music, I compose music, and I record music professionally. For business-wise, you want to just find me there, you can find me on Justin Ball Trash Removal, anything. Nextdoor, Google, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, my website, you'll find me under my business name. So, if you have any questions or you want to know anything more personally you might have been confused on throughout this video, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. When I have some free time, when I have some free time, I'll be more than happy to help you. Also, I pretty much feel like I touched on everything, you guys. If you feel like there's anything, like I said, that was unclear, you want some more clarification on, reach out to me. We touched on the uniforms. We touched on the forms of advertisement. We touched on what's legit, what's not legit. We touched on, you know, what type of truck you might want to start out hauling with. You know, whether you want a 1-ton, used or new, your preference. I was personally always taught buy new. You don't have to worry about nobody else's headache. But I understand everybody doesn't have the credit or the financials right now to buy you new, so they might need to have something used starting out. Cool. All I'm saying is, whatever route you go, don't BS, don't slum. If you're going to get out here, do the business right, do it correct, get paid, and stack your paper so you can reinvest back into yourself, reinvest back into your business so you can grow. Don't stay stagnant, don't be afraid, don't stay small your whole life. And don't cut corners because no one will take you seriously. And please don't be the little man. What I mean by that, don't be the little man. Don't be the guy that's out here just trying to charge the cheapest price, just trying to feel like you undercutting people or you trying to steal work. Because trust me, buddy, I'm going to pull the camera closer for this. If you're the guy that's out here underbidding and just doing the lowest prices ever, oh yeah, people will go with you. One, because they think you're a fool. And because they already know off the top that you're underbidding, that they're getting a steal of a deal. I'm not even going to say a good deal. They're getting a steal of a deal. You're only hurting yourself in the end, you know, trying to be the cheapest guy out here or the cheapest competitor, because no one's going to really take you seriously, because people deep down inside know what things cost, because 9 times out of 10, they've already chucked around with other reputable companies or other businesses and got price quotes already. So when they find a fool like you come along and say, hey, I'm going to do this $500-$600 job for $200 or $150, oh, shit, I'll take it too. You the fool that's going to do it, I'll pay you too. I might even tip you just because I feel bad for you. But I'm not going to go into that, man. Fools are born every day. And all I'm saying is don't be one of them. Don't be the cheapest guy around, because no one's going to take you seriously. People are only going to take advantage of you. And you're going to be mad and go out of business because you're not doing it right. Okay? So, closing out, I just want to let you guys know, it's been a pleasure. I'm happy I got to sit here and get a lot of things off that I wanted to talk about. I've made some time to talk about it now. And I hope you guys enjoyed this content. This might be one of my longest videos so far, next to some of the episodes in my introduction video. But I hope you guys enjoyed. And you already know I got to sign out. Pull up like money. Get money. We what? We ain't never slumming, baby. On God. Until next time, stay tuned.